Bills Mafia? We have 325 days to go, 272 days. We have 263 days. We have 240 days to go. We have 198. We have 154 days. We have 97 days to go. We have 89 days to go. We have 86 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57.
And now it is time for the only channel dedicated to counting down the days until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57.
I just don't know if they're going to make it. I'm done.
What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 46 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57. This channel is going to document every single day leading up to that amazing moment with a video. Checking out my stream here, making sure that it's not lagging. Had some problems. I went out and got a new modem and a router today. Hopefully, it's going to come across a lot nicer than it has in the past, but you never know. I'm not really great at this computer stuff, but I think it's looking all right. And what's up to everybody that's joined the stream already? Really appreciate it. Just popping on to talk Bills football just for a little bit. I'm digesting all this Bengals-Bills stuff that I can. This is going to be a gigantic game. But first, before I get going on my little, takes, I want to say hello to Bob Marsh. First and foremost, Bob, if you're still there, I want to make sure you see that. Putting Mr. Bob Marsh's name in the heart. And that's because I really want to recognize all of you guys. All of you guys are awesome, jumping on, having fun. There's a few of you every once in a while that just goes that extra mile for this old guy in his basement doing a live stream. Bob Marsh is one of those guys. Bob has been just so much fun. I like to call him my happy pessimist. But he is here, and he enjoys the stream, and he also has been super generous with some tips lately. Yes, if you want your name in the heart, that's probably a good way to get your name into the heart, is to tip a little bit. But it's not about that. It's about just those of you guys that are, jumping on the stream and having fun and just making this worthwhile. And Bob Marsh is my first stream guy that gets his name in the heart. I'm going to call it my Bills Mafia boss of the, could do it the week, of the day, or whatever. So that's what we're doing. You are loved, Mr. Bob Marsh. You're loved very much. All right. Bills Bengals. If you're like me, it's one of the first things you think about in the morning when you're having your coffee. What is Buffalo going to do on Monday night? What type of performance are we going to see from our Buffalo Bills? Are they going to come out and churn out the yards and the points like they do from time to time? Or are they going to struggle? Are they going to make mistakes? I don't think so. I think they are going to be locked in more than just about any game we've seen them locked in this season, aside from maybe the Tennessee game. What's up, Eric? Yes, sir. We all are, my friend. We are all absolutely ready to rock with this game. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again, up until game time. This is for the number one seed. Not necessarily for Cincinnati. If Cincinnati somehow pulls it out, they still need KC to lose. But for the Bills, if they win, they've got the number one seed locked up. And, I know that's not the case. They still have to beat New England at home the next week. But come on. Barring an absolute collapse at home against the New England Patriots. The Bills are not losing that game. There it is. Eric, looking forward to this game. Like, looking forward to it is not like you look forward to a nice meal. You look forward to your lunch break. You look forward to getting out of work, right? Those are things that you look forward to. This is something that absolutely consumes you, this game, right? All the other games, looking forward to it, playing the Jets, playing the Dolphins, very much looking forward to those games because they were rematches. Obviously looking forward to watching the Bills play the Chicago Bears. That was nice. This game is one of those games where you wake up thinking about it while you're having your coffee. You think about it while you're driving to work. You listen to WGR, and you're just getting as much into your system as possible to try to work out in your mind like what's going to happen here on Monday night. Bob gets a little optimism going. They win Monday, they win the Super Bowl. Well, I'll tell you what. They're winning the Super Bowl whether they win on Monday night or not, but the road to their Super Bowl championship is made that much easier. I mean, think about it. If they win Monday night, they're winning the number 1 seed. They get a week off, and then they get 2 home playoff games. Now, I heard a comment from someone on WGR 550, I think it was, that said playing outside of Buffalo might actually be to our advantage because if Buffalo is playing in bad weather and in Buffalo for a playoff game, it kind of neutralizes everything. It might give their opponents a little bit of a break, right? Because depending on the weather, your passing game could be eliminated. Pretty much that's the one part of your game that could be eliminated. So playing on the road for a game, let's just say somehow they ended up in Tennessee or Miami, which couldn't happen. But whoever could beat the Bills out, I guess that would just be Cincinnati and Kansas City. But anyway, the weather's probably better there for the most part anyway. It might help the Bills. I think that's crap. I don't think that any type of weather at home in the playoffs is going to neutralize the game enough for our opponent. Someone's coming into Buffalo, they're losing. Flat out, period, they're losing. And losing big. Like the New England Patriots found out last year. So, number 1 seed. We gotta nail it. We gotta knock it down. Absolutely have to knock it down. Period. And I believe we will. Now, some of the things that I've been looking at in terms of this game coming up, and I'm sure you guys have too, is these teams are fairly closely matched. The Bills offense and the Bengals offense and the Bills defense and the Bengals defense are kind of like neck and neck in terms of their production, in terms of obviously their quarterback play. Everything right down the line, especially over the last 6 weeks or so, has been pretty much the same for both New England, for Cincinnati and Buffalo. The Bengals almost lost in New England, and they struggled. They struggled to win that game and probably should have lost. And New England is not very good. But then again, Buffalo struggled at home against the Jets. Took a 17-7 lead and then pulled it out, 20-12, right? So this game, although isn't a flip of a coin, Vegas is calling it. Vegas has Buffalo favored by a point. So this is a pick'em game for the most part. So what's going to make the difference? Pretty much the same thing that makes a difference in every football game. Turnovers, mistakes, penalties. Buffalo has to get points out of their drives. And if they don't score a touchdown when they get in the red zone, they got to get a field goal. They got to kick a field goal. I hate field goals, but this isn't a game in which the Bills need to pile on as many points as possible and go for it necessarily on 4th and 1 from the Bengals 5. They could and should probably just kick a field goal because this game is going to come down to a field goal. Couple things that are in Buffalo's favor. Number one, I heard that the type of defense that the Bills are usually in is a defense that gives Joe Burrow the most trouble. I'm not going to get into the X's and O's because I don't know specifically what that all entails, but I know that Buffalo goes into a nickel a lot, as does the Bengals. In fact, they pretty much stay in the nickel the whole time. So it's the front four for both teams that have to get to the quarterback, which for the most part, from what I understand, both Cincinnati and Buffalo get to the quarterback rushing 4, and Joe Burrow apparently is pretty good against the blitz. So looks like Buffalo is going to match up pretty well against Joe Burrow. On the flip side, the Bengals, I think, are feeling confident about their defense against Josh Allen and our offense, but I was worried about Trey Hendrickson, and it turns out he's dealing with a broken wrist. He's going to play with a brace on his hand and arm, and as good as I thought Trey Hendrickson is or was, he only has 6 sacks this season. Now, he might not show up in the stat line a lot with the amount of pressure he gets on the quarterback, but I don't think he is going to be much of a difference. You know, it's not going to be a noticeable difference in this game like I think a lot of us thought he would be. Also, the Bengals are also missing another pass rusher. The name escapes me, but on defense, the Bengals are not going to be able to stop Buffalo. But when it comes to the Bengals offense with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, Buffalo's going to have a tough time, I think, stopping the Bengals. I don't think Buffalo's going to dominate on defense. I think they're going to make big plays. I think they're going to get I think they're going to get a fair amount of turnovers. And that will probably be the difference. I said the Bills need to score 27 points. 27 points and we win this game. And I think most of you agree. I want to show you the predictions that I saw on one of our friendly YouTube channels that preview the games. And this is a little surprising to me. This is very surprising to me, actually. With Vegas having Buffalo as the favorite by a point, I was surprised to see this. And maybe you guys saw it too. So the game preview picks for the YouTube channel, only 2 people out of 10 picking the Bills to beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football. Only 2. One has the Bills winning by 3. The other one has the Bills winning by 4. The rest are taking the doggone Bengals at home on Monday Night Football to beat the Bills. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, who cares what these people, I don't know hardly any of these people. Who cares what they think? But I will say that it's a little surprising. It's a little surprising to me that on this one particular site, 8 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10 doctors are picking the Bengals to beat the Bills. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about everything I said? The defense matching up against Joe Burrow. Trey Hendrickson, will he be neutralized by his injury? Joe says, sack him a lot. Oliver and Rousseau. Yeah, Oliver and Rousseau, I think, are the 2 guys that are really going to have to step up. I mean, obviously, they've had to, right? Since Von Miller went out. Can you believe Von Miller went out? Could we just have Von Miller? Oh, my gosh. This would be so much less stressful if we had we had our boy Von Miller in there. But yes, Russo and Oliver. I agree. Those are two guys that are going to have to step up, and not just this game, but all the way down the stretch. Bills Mafia, Hitman, what's up, my friend? Yeah, you're not surprised by the Buffalo hate. We get it every week. We had a lot of love in the beginning of the season, and now people are starting to, I think, get a little sick of the bandwagon and would like to see Buffalo, as all fans and all those covering sports, eventually they get sick of teams that are successful and dominate, like the Bills in football, the Patriots at one time. Pick a sport, pick a team, and eventually they want to see that those teams get knocked out. So, yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. I think that totally makes sense that those 8 people just want to pick against the Bills. They want to see the Bengals, the team that just fell short in the Super Bowl last year, come back around. Bob says he'd rather be the underdog. I often like the underdog role, definitely. The underdog role is one that kind of gives you that ability to kind of sneak up on a team. I don't think that professional players actually overlook their opponents, but that tiny little bit of, sentiment, idea, thought in their mind that they're playing an underdog team might make them relax a little bit. Joe also says Bengals getting too much respect, and we are not, but that's okay. That is okay. That's all right. People like the Bengals. They want to see the Bengals win it. And, to be honest, a lot of people pulled for Buffalo last year, especially when they went up against Kansas City. And Buffalo really, they blew it. They blew it. And I think fans of other teams are just like, you know what? You guys annoy me. You had the game won, 13 seconds left, and you blew it. So, in a way, I could almost understand why teams are kind of over the Bills to a degree. Bob also says if they play like they did the first 6 games, the Bills win. And if not, Bob, though, they've been playing good football. The Bills have been playing good football over the last 4 weeks. I mean, they, aside from, a couple lulls in the games, like against Miami, even the New York Jets, and the weather wasn't great. Buffalo, they continue to move the ball. And remember what I said yesterday. 2 key players out of the 3 that I pointed out, James Cook and Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley, I think, is going to be a big addition over the next, couple games and then heading into the playoffs. I'm not saying he's going to have, 12 receptions for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, but you watch what happens when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 6. You watch who gets the ball. Yes, Kobe, I hear you. What's with this Whitworth stuff? They got an injury on the offensive line. They lost their, I think, left tackle for the season. It's like the first injury that the Bengals have suffered along the offensive front. And, Whitworth could come back. He might still be hungry. I don't think it's going to matter. And, I mean, how much game shape can he be in, even if he comes back tomorrow and, starts to work out and get into the Bengals offense? I mean, will he be effective when the playoffs roll around? Finally, let's talk about that. The playoffs. The playoffs are almost here. So, Buffalo, number 1 seed. Take a week off. And then, who are you going to play? Chargers? Could it be the Patriots again? Could it be the Dolphins? Jets? That'd be awesome. And then the AFC Championship game in Buffalo. The AFC Championship game in Buffalo. Got to get this number 1 seed, people. This is it. This is it. We're just a few days away. And as you know, I'm going live every night until Super Bowl 57, February 12th, when the Bills bring it home. Bring it home. Good stuff. All right. That's it for me. Remember, we got the 50-50 raffle at the end of the game on Monday Night Football. $5 get you a ticket. I got a little spinning wheel. It's a lot of fun. We got a nice amount started. Thanks to Mr. Bob Marsh. He donated a ton for that. Bob, I'm putting your name in that. You got to have some fun with it, you know? Got to at least get your name in there and then have some fun with it. So, yeah, if you want to get in, I don't know if I have my monetization up right now, so don't worry about it now. But definitely pop on later and, tomorrow, the next day or whatever, the day of the game when I'm live streaming, we'll have that 50-50 raffle. It'll be a lot of fun. And again, as you can see, got Mr. Bob Marsh in the heart, because Bob Marsh is the Bills Mafia boss for now, because he's just been stinking awesome, having a lot of fun. And I'll pop in a new name in there every once in a while as you guys just delight me. Buffalo Bills, baby. We are 46 days away from our Super Bowl championship. Oh! Yeah! See you tomorrow.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Say you will.
Shout it right now, baby.
Say you will.
Come on, come on.
Say you will.
Come on and shout.
Say you will.
Yeah.
Shout.
Buffalo's happening now.
Shout.
We're on the move now.
Shout.
The Bills are happening now.
Shout.
They're making it happen now.
Shout.
We got the spirit,
Shout.
a lot of spirit, yeah.
Shout.
We got the spirit.
Shout.
Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
The Bills make me wanna
Shout.